The Kickoff Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to the Kickoff Sports Breakfast Show with Damian on your Saturday morning. And let's talk rugby now, and let's welcome into the show the Chief Executive Officer of the Horowhenua Kapiti Rugby Union. It is Corey Kennett. G'day, Corey.
Kia ora, Damian. How are you?
I'm good, mate. How are you doing at this time? It's been a while.
Yeah, very good, mate. Very good. Very good.
We are getting closer to the season. Another week since we've been in Level 2. How's the plans looking for the season so far?
Yeah, so we're going okay. We've done as much modelling preparation work as we can, been liaising with the clubs and schools. Of course, everybody's just at those starting gates waiting for Jacinda to pull the lever, and we're off. Around the decision and upcoming Monday around how many people are going to be allowed in a public gathering is a very key piece, which can be a release or a prohibitive barrier going forward. But we've got as much planning done as we can, and we're just waiting for that key time and release date.
Awesome. Do we have a tentative date of kickoff?
Yeah, so NZR have stated at the moment, and it's really key that you have to time date everything you say, but right at this moment, we will be able to play a pre-season game on June the 13th and a competition game as from June 20, with training starting as of, should be looking at Tuesday, May 26 or Thursday, May 28, and that is just dependent on Jacinda Ardern's announcement, and NZR have reserved the right to come back out with maybe some differing dates, so they could be pushed back. Our big positive taking out of all of this is there has not once been talked about that an option is no rugby at all. So we're just happy that we're in the space. It's about when, not if.
Well, if there was no rugby at all, that just wouldn't be Kiwi. That just wouldn't be.
Well,
it wouldn't be.
Yeah, there'd just be people walking around bumping into each other. I think shopping would become aggressive. People would find ways of making rugby like we used to when we were kids, and But no, look, I'm extremely confident. In fact, 100% confident we'll have rugby this year. It's just what shape it's going to take. That'll be dependent on what happens.
Awesome. And communications with the clubs. Everyone's feeling okay about things out there.
Yeah. So we've got some challenges, obviously. It's key to remember that every year we play rugby till the end of October. Of course, it's just from August to October, and club rugby normally finishes at the end of July. So we're still in inverted commas, a 2019 normal rugby time. So the clubs are feeling okay. They're still in that stage. Safe to say that everybody's just itching to get on the field, but the volunteers and the clubs have been working hard to get as much preparation done. And once again, it's funny how key these announcements have become, but that is it. And so they're just ready and waiting for the gun to shoot.
Awesome. I know a lot of the clubs at grassroots level have been affected by funding, sponsorship, etc. How are you guys? What the position you guys in? Have you lost sponsors because of this, or anything like that?
Yeah. So with the advent, when all representative rugby below Whareparama Cup was cancelled, so for us that's the Heartland Championship as well as all of our representative sides. A major part of our sponsorship is tied in with representative rugby recognition and exposure, and so yes, we feel that we will be losing a lot of sponsors, and a lot of our sponsors, I call them my 30-second sponsors, because every year it only takes 30 seconds for them to come on board. The just absolute gold community, awesome. Good buggers, we are going through a lot tougher stuff than us. So we've sort of had a leave alone policy, and we'll perhaps have that conversation later in the year once we see how they are. But when you see the employment situation's happening for a lot of people, yep, we're going to be affected, lose sponsorship. But we're in a solid financial position. As with most big crises that have a financial angle, if you're solid going in, you've got a great chance to come out of it okay. And we were solid going in okay. We're certainly not superstar great, and the figure that at the moment we're looking at is losing around $250,000 in revenue.
Wow.
But once again, we've had a cancellation of of all our whole rep program.
Yeah.
So our expenditure losses are only a little bit less than our projected revenue loss at the moment. So the P&L and the balance sheet are roughly the same. So we think we're going to be okay. We've been working with the government, NZRU and Regional Sports Trust. Some of our clubs have been able to access the Community Resilience Fund to get some funding through that. And once again, we're confident we're going to get footy back on the field so we can get those club rooms pumping again and get some people coming down and enjoying footy and then enjoying some hospitality after the game as well.
Oh, I can smell the liniment and smell the barbecues now. Hey, let's talk about Nua Health, mate. You've brought it out. It's for the second year. Tell us a bit about it.
So Nua Health, one of the key things about being a regional sports organisation is when we look down the flow chart down of what makes up our group, it's our members, our clubs and our affiliated organisations, and then the membership then of those organisations and entities. And Nua Health, at its guts, at its core, is what can we do to help and improve the overall health outcomes for our individual members. And we have we've compared it or modelled it off the Pacifica Whare, which is the building, the house, the same as a whare in Māori. And for us, Nua Health encompasses everything in the whare. The key is the foundation, which is our mantra, which is, as I said before, the overall health of our rugby community. And within that, we have 5 po or columns or support poles, and they are concussion care, general health care, emergency health care, injury prevention, and mental health. And so we have initiatives in each of those po that help our membership, and it's been very pleasing for it to start from the whiteboard or from the head to the whiteboard and then progress out further so that we can put these things into play. And, ranging from general health care, being able to supply defibrillators, for emergency health care, defibs to every club, to general health care, making aware of our links to the community providers, the concussion care we do, the pre, immediately after, and then return to play protocols, injury prevention workshops that we can do around education, and then the mental health side of it. The horrible and devastating statistics we have in this country around mental health, being able to provide support, resources so that we can help our members is something that's very fulfilling.
Oh, awesome stuff, mate. Well, thank you for sharing that. I'm glad we talked about that mental health, because a lot of us have been hurting without our sport out these ways, or everywhere. So talking is key, and it's not just about the having the things in place, is it, my man? It's about talking, and we need to talk more.
Oh, we do. I love the catchphrase, it's not weak to speak. I see one of my colleagues put that up on the post the other day. It's cool to share, and everybody has stuff. It's just, everybody's stuff's a bit different, and we call it stuff because we're not trying to label or categorise or put people into an area. It's just stuff. But to all your listeners, if anybody wants to have a chat to me about their stuff, I'm more than happy to listen. And we've got some fantastic people at work here that have been helping the rugby community, also hardwired into District Health Board resources, NZRU resources. And if you scratch the surface and if you start to really look around and go into that situation of mental health a bit deeper, it is frightening how big this situation is, and it is the number one thing out of our whole Nua Health. The mental health po has been utilised the most. So there's the stat for you right there. So we're really, really proud. We started this, brought it all together in 19, but we obviously just put it back out again because of the current timing and a bit of pressures that people are under. But the mental health po is probably the most important at the moment. Absolutely. And, as you say, if anybody wants to speak, talking to someone is just the first step.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us today to share the news of the season and Nua Health. Go well, my friend. Can't wait to be back out there. Well, with my back, I won't be, but at least see rugby being played again is going to be awesome.
Yeah, well, start warming up when you're going shopping. When you get that bread, just put on the side step, see what you can do. And we'd love to see everybody down to a local game. Shop local, support local. Let's get out there and, like you're saying, be real Kiwis enjoying sport.
Absolutely. Thank you, my man. I appreciate your time.
Top man. Thanks, Damian.